What's up, y'all? Welcome to Comic Book Addicts. This is show number 16, y'all. I got Marcus back hanging out with me, and we have an awesome guest tonight. We got Jonathan Hedrick, y'all, from The Recount, from Dream Master, Capable, Caffeinated Hearts. So many cool titles, y'all. Check out that slab we'll be giving away later on tonight. It is Recount number 1, right? Recount number 1. Virgin slab?
It is the Comic Tom Virgin slab. Yes, the Comic Tom mystery mail call.
Yeah, we'll be giving away that one at the end of the show, so be sure that you guys stick around for that. And that's thanks to Marcus, man. Thank you for that, dude. I really appreciate it. That is awesome of you, dude. Let's see what we got in the comments. We got Actual Dracula. What's up, man? Glad that you could make it. We got Trev, the shipping guru. What's up, Trev? We have Mike, Evil's Comics. What's up, dude? Collecting with Durs. Adam, what's going on, man? Couching and Slouching with C. Bizzle. Bryant, what's going on, Bryant? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. We have Larry Green Machine. He says, hey, y'all. Tony, Comiverse. Hope you're doing well, Tony. Chris, the comic vet. Chris actually hooked me up with a slab to add to the 1K giveaway. So I wanted to shout Chris out. Thank you so much, man, for that. That was really cool of you. Let's see, we got Matt, Comics by the Bay. What's up, Matt? Glad you could make it, man. Dr. Von Hoot, Comics from the Spiral Dimension. What's up, dude? Beckerman. We got Beckerman in the house, y'all. What's up, Beckerman? The number 1 speedball fan in the house. Go ahead and get started because we got such a cool guest tonight, guys. We got a really good one.
Yeah, the chat is popping tonight. Look at that thing.
It is, man. CBC Award nominations open on May 13th. That's less than a month. Help us spread the word. We need to spread it to every corner of the community so it best represents everyone. So everyone's included, that as many deserving content creators are included as possible. But yeah,
I've really enjoyed sharing the videos, kind of getting the word out, because you get to put your own music to it, put your own spin on it. If you would like to share one of these videos promoting the Comic Book Community Awards as we try and get the word out here, less than a month out from nominations, hit me up. I would love to hit you one of these videos. You can get one of the risky videos where it's a clickbait thing where you got a girl looking like she's gonna take her clothes off, and then boom, we can give you one of those. If you don't like that, we can give you one of the regular ones. But help us spread the word, and the best way to do that is to share these things out to your audience, because that's what we need, is people to share it to their audience.
Absolutely, man. And Brian's also looking for sponsors. For $25, you can sponsor a category. And let me explain for a second what the donations are for. The trophies, first off, cost a lot of money. It's a lot of money to have these really nice trophies made for the winners, and to also, on top of that, ship them all over the US and internationally. It adds up quick. So sponsors and donations are definitely helpful. If you want to do so, hit Brian LCS up on Instagram. Just message him. I wanted to shout out Chris the Comic Vet for the slab, which he's in the chat. Chris, thank you so much, man. I also wanted to shout out Marcus for hooking up the slab that we'll be giving away later. Thank you so much, dude. Marcus, thank you, man, so much for that.
I'm vibing, dog. And I also I hooked up some information that helps you get something in the mail today, right? That's exciting.
Dude, this is crazy. Yeah, okay. I had a couple of packages, but actually I got this package with all these weird pink flamingos all over it. And I'm like, Danielle Smith. I got a package from a Danielle Smith with some pink flamingos all over it. All right. So I bring it in and I open it up, and it's from freaking Nerdy Girl Comics, dude. Nerdy Girl Comics hooked it up with a package. I didn't know it, but she got with Marcus and got my address and sent me. I haven't opened it yet. I'm waiting till I can record it. But dude, I'm so blown away by that.
You're making waves out here, my dude. People are noticing.
dude. But that blew me away. I don't even know what's in it yet, but just to get a package from her, like, I think she's such a cool content creator. Obviously she has the most fire books on the planet, so I was just blown away by that. I thought that was really cool. We got a cool 1K giveaway. I'm probably gonna announce it in the next couple of weeks. I got some really cool prizes. Thanks, dude.
Bam.
Yeah, finally, man. Finally. We got some really cool stuff I'll be giving away. We got 5 sealed Marvel Legends, some really cool ones. A 6-foot Alex Ross Marvel Timeless mural, like a big ass mural, and it's on cardstock. It's really cool. I have it right here, actually. But it's the whole mural. It's 6 foot wide. And we also have some slabs. We got this CBC 9/8 Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunter issue 1. And then the slab that Chris the comic vet hooked up. This beautiful CGC signature series signed by Rose Besh, Wonder Woman 80th anniversary issue 1. It is a beautiful cover, and it's signed by Rose Besh, like I said. So we got a really cool giveaway. But yeah, shout out to dude, man. It's gonna be awesome. But I'm definitely gonna announce that in the next week or so. Bueller, what's up, man? Glad you could make it. We got Bueller in the house. But anyways, I want to wrap this up because I want to bring out the guests. We have a really, really cool guest tonight. Let's get this music cut off over here.
I was vibing.
I know, man. I'm sorry. But tonight's special guest, dude, is an awesome comic book writer creator whose work includes Caffeinated Hearts, the superhero series Capable, the political thriller The Recount, which is actually being adapted into a feature film, y'all. And most recently, the amazing series titled Dream Master on Black Box Comics. He's also an Army veteran. On top of all that, he's an Army veteran and a respected part of the comic book world. Guys, help me welcome Jonathan Hedrick onto the live stream. What's up, man? So glad that you could.
Yeah,
glad you could be with us, man.
Thanks for that intro, man. That was cool. I was vibing too, Marcus. I was
there you go. That lo-fi be getting me.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm really glad that you agreed to come hang out with us tonight. I'm honored to have you, dude, because I've been a fan of yours for a while.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, this is dope.
Thought I took that banner down.
We got comics with Bueller in the chat. I know you're friends with Bueller. I saw you did an interview recently on his channel as well.
Travis and I go way back. I really appreciate him. He's a great guy in the community.
He's okay. He's okay.
He's all right. Yeah. But yeah, we got to hang out in Portland a couple months ago at his home turf. So
you saw the van then?
I saw I've seen the van in person. I haven't gone inside the van. But yeah, the van's a real thing.
I can't believe he let you get away without going inside. I know Scotty's been inside.
I've been inside the van. It's awesome. It's really cool. Yeah. He's got custom cabinets, stickers all over the place. Really cool. Definitely really cool setup.
Yeah, it's a cool concept.
Tell us about yourself, man, for anybody not familiar.
Yeah, I mean, you killed it with that intro. I mean, yeah, I'm Jonathan Hedrick. I'm a comic book writer for several years now. Several indie titles. The Recount, is the one that my claim to fame, and some other things I've done. Capable, Dream Master, which is out right now in comic book stores from Black Box Comics. I had an all ages book last year called The Space Cadet. I did a slice of life called Caffeinated Hearts, and a sci-fi thriller called Hyper Aware. Next up is going to be Quicksand next month from Scout Comics. So got a lot of irons in the fire, fires in the iron, and all those other cliches.
So what initially got you into comics?
Well, I've always been like a comic book reader, collector.
Mm-hmm.
I picked them up at an early age, right off the spinner rack. It was the Ninja Turtles that hooked me. I'm a child of the 80s. That cartoon show, was my jam. And I ate up everything that was Turtles. And I had a different turtle shirt for every day of the week. I had turtle sheets on my bed and curtains on the wall and a window. And so when I remember being at the grocery store and that spinner rack being by conveniently placed where a child could reach for it near the cash register. And it was one of the cartoon adaptations. Obviously, it wasn't like the Eastman Laird, like, Mirage early stuff. It was actually, the comic book, the cartoon version in the comic book format. So
the one that most of us were familiar with.
Exactly. Yeah. Before you got old enough to realize that it was really mature before, Hollywood got its hands on it. But that got me into like just reading sequential storytelling and collecting. And then, the 90s came. And I was in the right age group for that when Batman the Animated Series hit, X-Men, all those Fox shows, the Spider-Man, and they were such great adaptations of like you got like short cliff note bursts of those major story arcs, Days of Future Past and Dark Phoenix, and then all the 30-minute episodic stories in Batman the Animated Series. So it's like I wanted more. So that helped me dive deeper into, the larger mythos of all these different comic book characters. Like the cartoon segued into that. So, I just, before I knew it, I needed short boxes all the time. And it just took off from there. But as far as writing goes, I was always, prone to writing as a kid. I liked just kind of, I never could draw, but I could write. I could just sit, come up with my own little fan fiction and composition books all day long. And my teachers used to say, you should do something with this. You should do something with this. But when you're, especially in high school, you don't have like a poster of your favorite writer on the wall. You don't, that's not the rock star life that you want. So I never really did anything as far as trying to put it out there. I just kind of like kept it in those journals, those binders. But I'd say about 5 years ago, I dusted a short story off and decided to try to adapt it to the comic book script format. Okay. And then when I did that, I had like a 24-page comic book. And I was like, what do I do now?
Right.
I took the time to learn comic book script writing. And so I reached out to, the local community and how do I get an artist? And then I got an artist, and artist recommended a colorist and a letterer. And then someone recommended a printer. And before I knew it, I had like an actual tangible comic book that I wrote and created in my hand. And then I was nice. Okay, I did this once, I can do it again. So I already had some of the stories in mind. So the very first one was a one-shot called Freak Show Princess that was later published in an anthology. And then the second one was Capable #1. The third one was Recount #1. And I just kept those wheels spinning and haven't stopped since. So.
And Capable was my first taste of your writing. That was my introduction to Jonathan Hedrick. And I've always loved that series, man. What gave you the idea to do a series based around a handicapped kid in a wheelchair?
Yeah, so when it comes to superheroes and superhero stories, it's been done. There's been superheroes for over 80 years, and I like my superheroes a little darker, and I think people are more drawn to that, than just like the regular Superman. Your Christopher Reeve Superman is great, but we want things a little bit edgier now. And there was this comic book called that Mark Waid wrote a while back called Irredeemable. And it's a very Superman-esque story, but it's like, what if Superman snapped one day? And a great, like I think 75 issue run with a spinoff. And I really liked it. And I think that was my inspiration for Capable, but not like that dark. It was more like, what if the people that we kind of forget about, the community that's overlooked, what if they become the superheroes or superpowered individuals. What would that look like? So I kind of started off on the concept of capable with the what if question. And with capable, it's centered around a high school kid. It starts off with a lot of the typical superhero tropes, but then it quickly goes a different direction.
Yep.
No one's in disguises. No one has superhero names. They don't have secret layers. It's just like, whoa, this thing got blown up in our face. Now everyone that has a disability now has a superpower opposite of what handicap was, and people are just doing whatever they want. So if people have been reading 8 Billion Genies, it's kind of like that, like everyone gets their own wish, and then the whole world just turns upside down. But
and the main character Derek Davidson develops like these flash-like speed.
Exactly. And, he was in a chair all of his life, and he's like, he always wished he could be someone else. He's not like resentful or anything. He just, he doesn't want that to be his identity. And then one day he's the complete opposite. Now he's a superhero, he can run super fast, but it's going to come with all these other issues, like the cliche from Spider-Man, great power comes great responsibility, but like cranked up to an 11.
Okay. Oh, let's see.
You had talked about learning how to do comic books, and for people who might be interested in doing that thing, that sounds kind of daunting, but I know that there was, people that helped you along in that path. And I think Travis Gibb was someone that you had mentioned previously. Kind of talk about how it really takes some people who take a little time out of the day to push you in the right direction and get you there.
For sure. You can't make comic books alone. I mean, even if you can write, draw, letter, you still need that community around you. So, Travis is a great example. I reached out to him for a lot of advice at the beginning because he had already done it. He'd already had self-published his own stuff. And he's a local guy too. We live in the same county. It's great to have someone that you can bounce things off of, especially when, you're still, green, at it all. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So anyone that's out there thinking about making comic books, don't live in a silo. You got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. We're a lot of introverted people in this community, not just creators, but collectors. This whole community, it's finally like become so much more acceptable and mainstream that we got to embrace it. So when I was a kid, there was like 5 kids that I knew in high school that would read comic books, and out of those 5, they weren't reading it on my level. I was like, they kind of knew some stuff, maybe their dad collected some comic books, but that's about it. So, but now it's thanks to the Marvel movies and everything else. Ask for help. That's what I keep on saying to people that want to get into it.
We actually have a lot of really good artists in the chat right now. Actual Dracula, he's a really talented artist.
I know, and he's my brother in the club too. So yeah, he's killing it.
Nice. Now you had a breakout hit last year with your political thriller titled The Recount. I think pretty much everybody in the chat's heard of The Recount at this point. Optioned. It's Peter Landsman to adapt and direct feature film. So what's the latest on that?
Still on the script process from the last thing I heard. With this particular process, it's the script writers are doing it for free, which means it's not their first priority. So if a studio comes along and hires them to write another script, obviously they're gonna have to take that. So I don't want to call it someone's passion project, but it's it's in motion. But how soon, I couldn't tell anyone.
You never know.
And who knows? Maybe they're gonna send me an email tomorrow and be like, okay, they're want to talk to you in the writer's room or something. I don't know, but I don't think we're gonna see a trailer anytime soon. I can. Guarantee that.
One interesting thing about the Recount, I think a lot of us are familiar with it, at least through the app, the key collector app that we all have on our phone. And so we get the alert when it gets options. And so we're aware of it through that. But one of the things I didn't really understand about it, just looking into it, is the number of people who kind of felt like you were Nostradamus with this book. Kind of talk about the process that led you to kind of see what was coming in terms of the division in this country.
Yeah, so I always, when it came to promoting the Recount, from the get-go, I always said this is a non-agenda based book. I'm very, I'm no party affiliated. I hate politics. I didn't go in here trying to sway anyone to change their side of the aisle. And I also wrote it in 2019. A lot of people thought because January 6th happened between issues 1 and 2 coming out in the store that like issue 2 was based off of what happened in January 6th. Like you can make a comic book that fast, But the thought process of the Recount, kind of like Capable, it started off with a what if question, and the what if was, what if we were held responsible for who we voted for? What would that look like? So I went from there, and there was had some Purge vibes I wanted to put into it, but make it a little, I don't want to say smarter, I don't want to like insult the Purge, but like make it more grounded, so mixed in some House of Cards where people are backstabbing each other to get on top.
Dude, it's crazy that you say that, because I have on my paper right here that it's like House of Cards kind of blended with the Purge.
That was literally my elevator pitch to Scout Comics. I said,
really? That's crazy.
Yeah. I said House of Cards meets the Purge. So I was like, if people are being held responsible for who they voted for, how do we target those people? And you look at it anywhere. You can walk on the street, people have it, a bumper sticker, they got a t-shirt, they got a hat, they got a sign in their yard, they got it all over their social media, so I was like, this is gonna be easy. They're making themselves easy targets. So it just kind of grew legs from there. And it came out at a very ironic time. Issue 1 dropped like a week after the election, and then January 6th happened. So I did get a lot of flack from both sides of the aisle. People have come at me about it that obviously haven't read the book, and then
you get a lot of that, right?
Of course. It's gonna happen,
of course. Yeah,
but it's what I like to say, it's eerily relevant. It's eerily relevant, and life imitates art sometimes.
And I imagine a lot of those people coming at you are kind of proving the point of what the book is trying to say.
Exactly. I like to call it anti-political thriller. People have told me, oh, I didn't read the Recount because I want escapism. I'm like, this is escapism. This is, if you hate politics, you will love the Recount.
Absolutely.
And that's the pitch, and I thought that was interesting. That was one of the things you started with, because it's super important if you're going to try and tell a story like this, is you have to start off by saying, I'm not on their side. I'm not on their side, guys, because no one will, if they immediately identify you with one side, they will not listen to you.
Exactly.
They will assume your entire book, as I'm sure you've experienced.
Yeah, you'll alienate 50% of the potential audience too. I don't want that. I went into it, and the first thing I said to the artist, I said, no one can look like a modern day real life politician. We have to, from the get go. There was one point in the editing process where we saw someone wearing a red baseball cap, and we're like, we got to take that out.
We
got to change that to blue or green or something. It cannot be red, because that's all it takes, and then
because people are looking for it. They're looking very closely between the lines.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
so
Rob asks, have you ever gotten any serious threats about it? Has anybody ever taken it that seriously?
Not on Tom King's level. I know he's got some stuff, like when he killed Kid Flash or something like that in Heroes Crisis, or whatever. Yeah, not on that level, but people have said some weird things online. It's like, come on, man.
I stuck up
And
for you on the capable thing.
I
That
appreciate that.
I saw that. I was actually going to bring that up. No matter what you do, when you put yourself out there, you're going to find people who don't appreciate what you're doing. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
it's just a part of putting yourself out there, and it's something that you have to accept. But I thought
Right.
that you handled that. I can't remember who it was, but I thought you handled them pretty well, and they got a little ridiculous. But I'm
Yeah.
curious, what is your attitude about kind of addressing those detractors without closing off parts of your audience, as you said, because it doesn't matter if you're right if nobody likes you, especially if you're trying to sell something.
Right. It's an ongoing learning process, and it's something you can't learn from without it actually happening. So, what I like to think is, don't give that person any more content for them to grow
Use
off
against
of.
you. Yeah.
Exactly.
Agreed.
It's honestly, it's better just to not even do anything. Don't give them a view, don't give them a like, don't give them a comment, because that, in this particular instance, that's what that person wanted, and I think I fed that person a few extra hours of content, which, looking back, I wish that they didn't even get that out of me. So, a learning process,
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, I feel like it was tastefully and respectfully done. So I didn't understand where they were coming from.
And
Right.
it can be hard. It can be hard to detach your emotions from it, because as someone who's created things and always thinks whatever I create is awesome,
Right.
You get defensive of it, and I get that.
Right. Yeah, you can be a proud parent, but sometimes I know that I've been down that road before, and I've also, sometimes it's more like, this person can cause some damage, not to me, but to other people, like the publisher, or the other creators at that publisher, and that's when it can go too far. It's like, hey, man, not if you say, do whatever you want, don't buy my book. That's cool. I'll still be able to keep the lights on, but don't hurt the publisher. Don't hurt the other creators. Yeah, that's just going too far, in my opinion.
And yeah, Travis, as a general rule, I do not mess with former military, just as a flat general rule.
Smart man.
Right.
Well, getting back to the recount, did you know that you had a hit on your hands when you finished the book?
Not really. I think the like first glimpse of this actually, like, get the first like insight I got to it maybe being a success was when they dropped the ash can. That the ash can was actually an afterthought. We already had like
Right.
most of the issues done, and we were I knew it wasn't coming out till like later on in the year, but it was mid 2020. I was like, man, I want to do something now, what can I get out there now? So I reached out to Scout and I said, if I did a 4-page story, black and white only, something I can get you like in a couple weeks, could you put it in the back of someone else's comic, like a preview, or could we do something with it? And they said, why don't we just make it an ash can and make it its own thing? And I said, that's fine by me.
That
so
works,
they did that, and they put it in one of their first subscription boxes, and that picked up, and I think it was in one of Comic Tom's subscription boxes. And before I know, people were messaging me, hey, you got any more of those ash cans? And my comps, I got a ton of comps for that. Most of them were damaged. I think that's why I got a ton. But I got 100 copies of that ash can, and I was just giving them away. I'm talking I'm at the grocery store. Here, check this out. Now I wish I could have all those back.
Right.
Those are like those 4 pages. It's paper thin. It's like a leaflet, and that's probably the most expensive, like on the secondary market, copy of any of the Recount stuff that's out there. So yeah, that's when I knew, okay, maybe this is gonna pop off. Fingers crossed.
And I will
Right.
say that if you are finding yourself interested in the recount and in this discussion, it is a super cold key right now that has been optioned and has, very big possibilities in its future. So
Mhm.
go get this book if this sounds interesting, because now is the time to buy before it pops again, before something happens and it gets on the lists again.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so later on, after that, a little while later, you came out with the preambles. I haven't had a chance
Yeah,
to
yeah.
read it yet, but I'm assuming it's a prequel.
Yeah, so the preamble is a 36-page prequel one shot to
Okay.
the events that happened in volume one. And it's just kind of sets up some more backstory. It's a different speed, it's a different tone. It doesn't have that, it's not as ultra violent as volume one, but it just gives some people something more to chew on if you wanted like more of the recount without just a sequel right away. So yeah, preamble, really happy with how that turned out. And yeah, check it out. I think it reads better after you've read volume one.
Yeah.
It kind of has some spoiler-esque parts of it, but
Mhm.
I think what it serves is, after you read the preamble, you may want to go back and read volume one again. After you've knew all that information. So I think that's a fun way to, for readers to dive back into something. I love comic books that have like a rereadability. When I can reread a comic book, that's when
Mhm.
it's good.
Oh yeah.
I can't tell you how many comics I read once, yeah, or instantly forgot what I read like 5 seconds after I put it back in the bag and board. But when you
Yeah.
want to read it again, that's what's up.
Yeah, man. And it was good. I just picked up, I have the volume one trade behind me, so I'm ready for
Nice,
the preamble now. And
nice.
I also picked up though Caffeinated Hearts and read that one shot. And I really liked it a
Awesome.
lot, man. It
Thank
was
you.
cool. It wasn't obviously as intense as
No.
the recount. It's
Right.
totally different. It kind of covers the life of this female barista at this
Mhm.
weird coffee shop that's like, I don't know, kind of floating in space.
Yeah,
It,
yeah.
but the inner artwork's crazy, man. I really dig the inner artwork on that. And
Oh yeah, that's Stefano Cardicelli. That yeah, him and I have worked on a few books together.
well, I was gonna say I really feel like the inner artwork went perfect with your writing for that book.
Cool.
Um,
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, Stefano and I click. We did a zombie book called Freak Show Night a while back. Then we did Space Cadet, and then Caffeinated Hearts. All three of those are completely different stories. A zombie book, an all ages, fairy tale, and then
mhm.
Caffeinated Hearts, a slice of life. So
And
just
it's
trying
a
to diversify. Try not to put out the same thing over and over again.
right, yeah, and it is totally different. And it's also a one shot on Source Point Press. Now, do
Yep.
you? It's just a one shot. You don't have any plans to continue that story at all.
No plans, unless Source Point comes back to me with like a $10,000 royalty check for it, and I'm like, okay, maybe we can make decaffeinated hearts or something. But I don't. No, I'm not gonna say it's not gonna happen, but there's certainly not any plans for it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, I really enjoyed that one a lot though.
thank
And
you,
your newest one, dude, the Dream Master. It's
Dream
so
Master.
good.
Yes,
It's so good.
thank you.
I've read 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I'm waiting on issue. I've read 1, 2, and 3. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm waiting on issue 4. When is 4 gonna drop?
Four should have dropped a couple of weeks ago. I
So
know
it's
all
out.
the, yeah, it should be out. I know the on sale dates got all mixed up. I don't know what happened, but yeah, none of the issues came out on it, their original Diamond release date times. But yeah, you should be able to get issue 4 now. It's issue 5. Its newest target date. I'm looking at I have a dry erase board behind here with all my dates and projects in the works. It should be May 3rd if it doesn't get pushed again. So yeah, that should be
Awesome,
issue
man.
5, and that'll wrap up volume 1, and then it'll go on a hiatus before volume 2 comes out. But there is a volume 2 already planned. I already wrote issues 6 through 10 for Dream Master, so it's just
Oh, hell
yep,
yeah. You guys
matter of
heard it
time.
here. We got more coming. I was actually going to
Nice.
ask you that because this is my personal favorite out of all of your comics that I've read so far. Dream
Oh, wow.
Master has been my favorite, dude.
Thank you.
It's got a little bit of a horror element. It's got
Mhm.
just a little bit of everything that I look for, and I really love the main character, his power set, the
Yeah.
character design. Just a really cool story too, man. It's been awesome.
Thanks.
I
I
like
enjoy
the art.
I enjoy writing it.
The
Yeah, and the
art.
artwork. Yeah, I love how you put the artwork in the background of this. That's Luigi Baricelli, and he's an amazing artist. I was so fortunate to get paired up with him. This is Dream Master is my first hired work, so I didn't have to pay for this project at all. I'm not the creator of Dream Master. Black Box owns the rights to it, and I just get paid a page rate to write it. But I mean, it's like, what a gift this was. You know, I get to write this awesome character, have a ton of fun with it. I got paired with an amazing art team, and it's just killer. He's got this cool, look. So,
it looks dope, man.
Someone called him like the German death metal Rorschach, and I was like, yes, I like.
I'm getting Rorschach vibes for sure.
Yeah.
It's a good explanation for sure. Yeah, and you're right. The background, it's the wraparound cover for issue 2, I believe.
Yeah, Luigi did a wraparound cover for all 5 issues. He's the interior artist. He did a wraparound. That's the main cover for all 5 issues is a wraparound. Like, man, it's like having your cake and eat it too. You wrote what did Travis say? You wrote 6 of 10. So am I in it? He keeps on asking me. All right. I'm gonna go add you. I'm typing right up. Put Travis Noakes in issue 10. Kill him.
We need Travis. Yeah, definitely make sure he dies. Yeah, need that.
That's hilarious. Oh man. So yeah, we already established that issue 4 is okay. Capable. I talked to my comic shop about Capable. Going back to it for a second. It drops in mid-May, correct?
It should be the last day of May 31st, if all the stars align. I only had out of all the comic books I've had published, only 2 have come out on the exact date that they were originally intended. That's indie.
Seems to be the way it goes. Yeah,
that's it. That's indie. Well, but it should be out end of May. Issue 2 hasn't been solicited yet. Hopefully it will be maybe next catalog, but most of Capable is already done because I previously crowdfunded it. I crowdfunded issues 1 through 5. It's a 7-issue series, and if all goes well, I won't bother crowdfunding 6 and 7 and just give it to Advent Comics, the publisher, and hopefully they'll just be out, month after month once they get the ball rolling with that.
Yeah. Okay, well, you also have the website. I wanted to talk about your website and put that out there for everybody. JonathanHedrickComics.com. Tell us a little bit about the website. What all can you find on there?
Oh man, so I started the website about a year and a half ago, just because people kept on asking me if I had a website, and I said no. But it's been a blessing. It worked out well, and it's been a good additional source of revenue. So I got my dates of any of my signings or cons are going to be posted there. Some news. I have it's like one stop shop, like a hub for all other links too. If you can get to the Recount Scout page there, you can get to the Dream Master Black Box Comics page from there. But I also have my own web store where I sell.
There we go. That's what I wanted to hear.
Exclusive content. Exclusive comics, variants. You can order things. You can add on a signed copy. I'm always throwing up things. I got printer plates from the Recount. I just added those legendary edition in that print. You can get those on my website. The print comes for free if you buy the legendary edition. So,
dude,
I'm always doing like secret things. Sometimes I throw a comic book. My wife just chimed in.
Nice.
Francesca.
Hello.
Hey.
And Francesca just dropped some insider news right there. Her and I are working on a comic book together.
Exclusive news. Hell yeah, man. I'm excited for that because she actually does the title stake, correct?
Yes, that's over at Scout. Yep, that's her book, and she's done a couple other things. She did a book with Aftershock called Artemis and the Assassin. That was written by Stephanie Phillips, and
Oh,
she's
that's
she's killing it.
awesome.
She keeps on getting cover work. Mad Cave recently hired her for a cover, and she's putting out stuff. So I'm lucky
Man.
that she had some time to work on a comic book with me.
It's a big get for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Leveling up.
And I
And
recently,
I'm not, for some reason, I'm not a moderator on this channel, so we'll have to explain that later. But I did share in
how
the
is that?
chat.
How did I miss that?
I did share in the chat a link to the Scout site. Dream Master is available for cover price. So if you are interested in jumping in on that series, you can go get it for cover price right now over at that website. So definitely check it out.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I always try not to compete with the publishers on my web store. So it's like if you want it cheaper,
get your money, dog.
Go straight to the publisher. But if you want to throw me some shackles too, I'll take it.
Get your money. They do have some nice exclusives on there if you're trying to get the special fancy variants too. And the art, like we said, the art is great. So yeah, definitely check it out.
And that series produced so many dope variants. Many dope variants. And you actually have a lot of them, like you had a lot of them with you at MegaCon, correct?
Oh yeah, well there's like 12 artists there that did different covers for the Recount. So I brought a lot of those with me. That was the majority of my stock that I brought with me, so I could be like, hey, you like that cover? Not only can you get it from me, you can go down there and get it signed by the cover artist. And that's what the community is about. Now someone got a comic book from me. Now they're walking down there, and that maybe they get a comic book from that person, and just everyone's happy. That's how we keep this industry alive and in good spirits, and a positive experience for everybody.
And since you brought up cons, I did want to mention there is a ton of comic book YouTubers making plans to meet up at Heroes Con. And I see that you will also be in Charlotte this year. So definitely look for Jonathan at Heroes Con. Definitely show my guys some love. And I'm looking forward to that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Heroes Con last year was a blast. We're very fortunate that my wife and I got invited to go back again this year. That was the one that we were like, oh, let's go back to Heroes Con. Can we go back to Heroes Con? And yeah, I mean, we're stoked.
I've said it many times before, but I love Planet Comic Con here in Kansas City. It is a great con, but what makes Heroes Con better is that Heroes is singularly focused on comic books.
Yep.
And that makes it really cool.
It's like 2/3 creators, and then the other third is like comic book exhibitors. There's not someone selling vacuums and lawnmowers, and
there's not celebrities, TV celebrities, none of that.
Right.
It's cosplay and comic books, period.
Yeah. You can go there and do some big dollar bin digging if that's what you want to do. Now that's the place to go.
There's a cigar bar there in one of the centers near the con. And last year we were there. There was a biker gang. I don't know. I should say biker club that showed up. And we're all planning to go back to join that biker club. So let me know if you're interested in joining with us.
Cool. I have to look it up. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, we have a question here from Bueller. He wants to know, Jonathan, do you like D&D?
So I got to explain what this inside joke is about. So,
please do.
Fan Expo Portland in February. We had a great time. In case Fan Expo is watching, this isn't a diss or anything like that. But the people that the table in front of me, they were selling like Dungeons and Dragon, lack of better word, tchotchkes. Like leather dice bags and leather, accoutrement for your D&D purposes. And then their thing was, someone would walk by their table, they're like, you play D&D? And if the person said yes, they're like, well, look at all this D&D stuff we have. And if it was no, they'd be like, well, look at all this D&D stuff that we have. So Travis, he's hanging out with us, and he tried the same tactic. And he said to someone, do you like D&D? And he like shows like my comic books I have. And the person's like, no. And he goes, well, this has nothing to do with D&D. But, and that person walked away with a comic book.
Nice.
So it's like that's the tactic. Now I'm going to use that from now on. But then
he was onto something.
But then we just tried other stuff. Like, do you like Mountain Dew? Well, this has nothing to do with Mountain Dew. But
well, that's the key, though, is forcing interactions and making people.
It really
make a
is.
decision, you know?
It really goes back to what I was saying about being comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't want to push anything on anyone, but sometimes people need some incentive to actually look at your table.
Mm-hmm.
So even if that's just me coming around the table on the other side where the people are and be like, oh, that's a cool shirt, and just try to strike up a conversation and not be like fake about it too. Just be like actually engaged and interested in what this person is, and maybe they'll look over and be like, okay, tell me about your stuff, and who knows, maybe they'll walk away at the very least with a business card of mine and follow me on Instagram, and months later back one of my Kickstarters. I don't know. I just want to.
That's cool. It's really important part of it. There are a number of Kickstarter people that they do Kickstarter books, and I am a loyal fan and a loyal backer, and those interactions are such a big part. Like if I had never interacted with them the way in which I have, I may not be as big a supporter as I am. So yeah, absolutely important.
Yeah, definitely. And I got a big Kickstarter coming next month. So
there you go. Get ready.
Let's talk about that, man.
I'm a Kickstarter whore, man. I love it.
Yeah, what's up with that? Let's talk about that.
All right. So I haven't told anyone about this publicly.
Oh,
so
well, we don't have to.
Breaking news, baby.
But it's going to be a hardcover edition of Recount Volume 1. Ooh. So it'll be the preamble, the ash can, all 4 issues in one hardbound edition with an exclusive cover from a very, very popular indie comic book out there right now. So
make it limited and exclusive, and I'm in. Let's go.
Yep. So hopefully that's going to drop mid-May, but I'm hoping to get like at least the pre-launch page up and running and people and teasing what that cover is going to look like. So that's been like my meat and potatoes of productivity lately is getting that hardcover up and running. So
nice.
Really excited. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. And finally found a printer that I was willing to throw thousands of dollars at. So all the artwork's already there. It's just raising the money to print it.
Dude, that's dope. I'll be looking for that for sure.
Thank you.
Hell yeah!
I love hardcore. Awesome. I love hardcover comics, man.
I think this one deserves it too. I mean, the preamble. It's great, but I mean, it deserves to be with all the other issues too. So that's nice too. Yeah. Someone's a fan of Something's Killing the Children.
Just a little bit.
Don't get him started on it. Don't. Well, okay. What's one of your, this is kind of a random question, but what's a title that that you would recommend to someone that is maybe not familiar with your work? Like, what would you recommend to them to start off with your work first? Does that make sense?
Yep. I got some visuals too for that person. This book right here, I'm super proud of. Hyper Aware.
Okay. Are you serious? That's your book?
Yeah. Source Point Press neglected to put my name on the cover. But,
I didn't know that was your book. I loved that book. I was like, why am I not getting more of this book? I don't understand. So I got beef with you, actually. I didn't know I got beef with you. But why did you leave me hanging, my dude?
Well, I mean, it goes like with Caffeinated Hearts. That was one and done. So is this one.
No, sir. No, this is not one and done. What are you talking about?
I like that response though. That's the kind of energy I was hoping to get.
Well, I don't like your response. This is upsetting me.
So I'm a big fan of the Twilight Zone, Outer Limits, Black Mirror, and I think this is a very single story that would fit into those type of television series.
I mean,
where like that end. That climactic end, you think it's over, but then there's a couple more pages, and then there's a big kick in the dick, and
Can we curse on this channel? I want to curse this dude out right
now. Sure, man. Sure.
So if anyone wants to get into my work and hasn't yet, I recommend Hyperware. It's a good
yeah, I recommend it too. I did not know that was you. I loved that book. I posted about that book on Instagram. I loved it.
So Source Point Press, they could have put my name like maybe in this free space right here. I don't know. I'm advertising them.
Yeah.
But
what's some advice that you kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but what's some advice that you could offer a young artist or writer out there with dreams of creating a comic book?
I'd say get to know your comic books. That's the biggest thing. If you want to make comic books, you better know comic books. I can't tell you how many people have told me like, oh, I got this idea of this comic book and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, they've already done that before. That's, that's been done. Come on, you read a book. But they don't know like creator names. They just want to get into comic books, but they're not even like in, you're not even reading it. So you got to read comic books. That's the biggest thing first. Get to know that, how the structure of storytelling, the pacing, learn comic books that you don't like. So you can be like, I don't want to make a comic book like that. Find those comic books that you do like and pick up more of those. It's a learning process, but that's the right way to start, is make sure you dive deep into reading comic books.
Okay. That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
Be part of the culture. We're building it every day. Come check it out.
Exactly. And that helps too. You start to know people, you meet people, influencers and content creators, and you meet creators and all the other stuff. And yeah, it'll come. Just don't force it.
Yeah, but you got to have that network to help you get the word out.
Absolutely. Yeah. You got to make your circle bigger,
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was laughing at
me too. Travis and Francesca have their own thing going on.
Well, we got less than 10 minutes left. Do you want to put the hashtag for the giveaway out there? I guess we could go ahead and do that, right? What's he saying?
He's being the hater that he is.
Oh my God. Here we go. What did we decide on?
I was like, wait a second, let me put my food down.
Put the bowl of noodles aside.
So Marcus has this slab that he's going to be giving away. It is a Recount issue 1. What did you say? The Comic Tom exclusive?
It is the Comic Tom 101 Virgins. It's Brian Silverback's variant. Yep. It's got that Scarface homage. Super dope. Really excited to give this to somebody here tonight. And thanks for doing this, man. This was fun, man.
Thanks for having me on. Thanks for doing the giveaway. That's really cool.
Yeah, that was awesome of you, dude. That was awesome. I think we're gonna do. What did we decide? Hashtag Recount Slab. Let's see.
Recount Slab. Beckerman's not allowed to enter though. But somebody sent Beckerman some books. They sent his books to me, and he thinks I'm going to give them to him, but I'm not. I'm keeping them.
But if you guys have any questions for Jonathan, we have about 6.5 minutes left. We'll open it up to some questions, so feel free to ask if you guys have anything. And
I would like. First question, what the fuck is going on with Hyper Aware? That's what I want to talk about. All right, I'm kidding.
I like that ending, to be honest with you.
No, it is good, but I mean, because that's the part of it. It's like it does leave you like, okay, like you've got me into this, and now we're done. What do you mean? You just got me into this thing.
I mean, there's different readers out there. There's people that want to know even more. There's people that would watch Jurassic Park without the dinosaurs because they're interested in what's happening to the plants too. That there's, not to say that that's not interesting, but it's not the side of the story I want to see. To me, I like that end an ending where it takes me sweeps the rug right underneath my feet.
It's better to leave them wanting than to leave them being
Of
like, all
course.
right, can you please stop now? I've had enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, Dale of Suspense wants to know any plans to come through Colorado for some signings.
Yeah, I really want to make it to Colorado, and we had an opportunity to go to Denver, but we had to turn it down just because we had so much stuff going on in this short amount of time. But I have family in Colorado, so I have a good reason to go, and yeah, definitely want to make it out there. So hopefully, if not this year, next year. But as Francesca is pointing out, we're definitely going to be in Philly in June. First week of Philly. First week of June, we're going to be in Philly.
Fan Expo in Philadelphia. Yeah.
Fan Expo Philly. Yeah.
Awesome.
And then Heroes Con, baby.
Yes, Becker.
Yeah, definitely check it out, man. I did really enjoy it. Like I said, I did post about it on Instagram, and I would have tagged you and cursed you out had I known it was you.
Had Source Point Press credited me on the cover, right?
Hey, we got another question from Mastodon Comics and Music. If you had the chance to work with any artist, past or present, who would it be?
What's up, Mastodon? Thanks for coming out. Any artist, past or present? Ooh, I mean, there's so many to choose from. If Francesca wasn't already working on something with me right now, she'd be my obvious first pick. So, man, I would. Just because it's fresh in my mind right now, I'd probably say Sam Keith, because we were Francesca and I were looking over some older like Batman covers, and Sam Keith, loved his Batman stuff, the Max. I'm a big fan of Lobo, so and I like that type of non-traditional type of art inside of my comic book.
I did too.
Super clean and fits inside of a panel is cool sometimes, but get outside those gutters, and give me some long Batman horns that go off the page, things like that.
I really dug his Wolverine as well. The way he drew Wolverine was really interesting.
One of a kind.
Mm-hmm.
The ending of Kids, Requiem for a Dream, very bad. Yeah, those are kind of sour endings for sure. I want to call that Hyper Aware's endings, though. Don't forget to hit that like button. That's for sure.
Yeah, thank you. Shout out to Travis, man.
Hell yeah.
Comic Book Community Awards coming up. Definitely be ready to vote for Comics and Bueller and Scotty Vaughn.
Man. Vote for Bueller. Vote for Bueller. May 13th. It's coming up. That's less than a month, too.
I don't know if you're going to get my nomination. We'll see.
Tough crowd.
So what do you have? You said you announced you got the hardcover coming hopefully soon. What else can we expect from you in the future?
May 10th, Quicksand. I got my comp copies from Scout. That's hitting stores May 10th.
May 10th?
Yep. I did previously crowdfund the first 3 issues of Quicksand, so some people might be aware of it, but elevator pitch is this hole opens up near the pyramids of Egypt. These monsters come pouring out. They attack a nearby city, and then they run back into the hole. And then afterwards, the leaders from around the world are like, whoa, what was that? We can't have that happening again. So they send some experts down into the hole, and the team never comes back. So we follow is the wife of the team leader of that team, and she wants answers, and she wants to send her own team down into that hole after knowing that another team was completely lost and never came back. So that's Quicksand, 5-issue miniseries. We're a fan, sci-fi thriller. It pulls on like my inspiration of Aliens, James Cameron's Aliens. I mean, with a little bit of Stargate. So
that sounds super interesting.
Yeah. That sounds like people far braver than I am, because I would not go anywhere near.
Me too.
Like, you guys can handle that. I'm going the opposite direction.
Hey man, Travis is asking, did you really like the Bueller? What does that mean?
The Bueller coffee. The Bueller coffee.
Yes.
Is what
Oh.
Yes. So at his local coffee shop, because he's a rock star, they have his own coffee there, and it's this chocolate peanut butter combo, and that's like my favorite sweet tooth combo is chocolate and peanut butter. I could eat that all day long. Yeah, I saw a question. I am a Spawn fan. I haven't read all 300 plus issues, but I definitely was. Dream Master is influenced by Spawn for sure, especially.
I can definitely
his power
see
set.
that. I can see it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the 90s. That first wave of Image comic book, Spawn was huge for me.
So what year were you born? You're probably around the same age as I am.
81.
82.
Yeah.
82.
Young kids.
Yeah.
79.
Yeah, so all the same group. Yeah.
Well, I guess we're about to wrap it. I guess do you want to do the go ahead and do the
I think everybody's
giveaway?
waiting on you, but everybody's been waiting on you for a while now. All right, 20 entries.
Not bad.
What's the rookie
All
numbers?
right.
Let's get those numbers up. Let's go. We got
I'll give it
33
another-
watching. We got 33 watching. Let's get it up there. Hashtag recount slab 9.6 Silverbacks virgin variant. It's pretty nice. Let me show it off again here.
Yeah, man. We'll give it another minute. Let them get some last minute entries in.
Thank
Why
you
not?
to the chat for hanging out. The chat was lit tonight. I really enjoyed reading you
Hell
guys,
yeah.
man. Thanks for coming through. And I'm excited that one of you is going to get this, but only one of you.
Such a dope slab.
That
Hey,
is.
And that's
Madam Blaster sneaking in.
Madam Blaster. What's up, Stephanie? Glad you can make it.
Oh, 23
All right.
months. What's up? Yeah, I'm seeing some names in here. Love these names, man. Good to see y'all.
Well, let's run it. Let's go ahead and just run it, man.
Whoever wins, hit me up on Instagram, SURCAM, stances, circumstances. Hit me up. Give me your info. We'll prove you are who you say you are, and we'll get you this slab.
Yeah.
U.S.
Free
only,
shipping.
though. If you're
US
outside
only.
of the U.S., you're going to have to talk to me about shipping.
All right. So
Drum roll. We need some drum roll music.
it's not working.
Oh, God. All right. Sorry, guys. We're not giving the slab away. Thanks for going through. You can't hit the draw button. It's not working.
Man. It's not working.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Let me remove it and put it back in.
Or refresh the page, maybe. You might have to do it over again. Go back and then just redo it. Or you got to link it up to your StreamYard, right? You've got all that. Travis, no giveaway tonight. I guess I'm keeping this slab, guys. Thanks for y'all.
No, man. I don't know. I can't figure out why it will not. Let's see. Remove it. Add it back. Dude, I can't get this to work, man.
Oh,
Can you just exit it out and then redo the whole shebang? You can't just refresh it and redo it? It's just
I've never done it before.
You're looking at a web browser, right? So it just has your normal web browser.
Let's see.
So you got to refresh it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Izzy's
So this
decided
back on
that he won. All right, Izzy wins. It's over.
real.
Whoever types claim first.
All right.
More professionals around here.
No, I've never done it this way before. I probably should have practiced it beforehand.
Well,
All right.
Yeah, now it's not.
less entries.
Yeah, well, we got to get our entries back up. So let's recount slab again, guys. It looks like we need to redo it here. Maybe, hopefully, he's able to do it this time.
Yeah, hopefully it's Dude, that sucks, man. I can't believe that it I cannot figure out why it won't let me
Man.
draw.
Well, I would do it for you, but yeah.
Everyone's just gonna have to meet in the next con's parking lot and fight for it.
Yeah, a straight up street fight.
Recounts lab.
Oh, that's what it is, dude. I misspelled it the second time. Are you serious? That's what I did, didn't it?
No, I think you
Did I
you spelled it
spell it?
right. Yeah.
Oh well.
Comics by the Bay said why recounts lab. Seeing it, reading it differently. I like that.
This is Chattanooga. Tennessee representing. This is how we do giveaways in Tennessee, y'all.
Dude, man.
Oh, we're back up to 26. Is it going to work this time? Get your hashtag recount slab in before it's too late. Fingers crossed. They're actually going to work this time.
There we go.
Look at that. He did it. He did it. Beckerman better not win, damn it. I'm going to be pissed. Norrin. There we go. Hit me up on Instagram, my dude. I will be super excited to ship this off to you. Again, Brian Silverback Scarface homage variant for Recount number 1. And if you are interested in Recount number 1, go out and get you a copy of it. It's a super cold key, and it is a key because a movie is coming. So get in while you can before this thing shoots up again and it's on Comic Tom's list again.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Well, dude, Jonathan, man, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me and Marcus tonight.
Yeah.
It was a blast, dude.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I thought you, despite the whole hyper aware thing, you're pretty cool, man.
And the giveaway fuck up at the end.
That's all right, man. It happens. I'm just surprised my internet didn't get wonky and I looked like a robot the entire time or something. So
we made it.
We survived.
All right, so up next is Between the Lines over on Geek Out with Roscoe. We've got Ignacio on the show tonight. Do we know what the theme is tonight? I don't know. I didn't actually look yet.
I don't know the theme actually. And they had to push it back to 9:30 too. So it's not happening right after the show. It is going to be at 9:30. They had to push it back a little bit. So
okay, so we got an hour to wait. So in the meantime, I think John's Comics with Kids is interviewing Ryan Sargent and Tom Garcia, also known as Comic Tom, about their new book, Crash Down. So jump over there before we jump into Between the Lines with Geek Out with Roscoe. And thank you, Jonathan. I really enjoyed this.
Yep.
You know,
absolutely. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. All right, guys. It was fun. Join us next week. We're gonna have Marcus back, and we're also gonna have DJ Links. It's gonna be a really cool show. So
yeah, we're going to talk about our top 10 rappers of all time, which is going to be super difficult for me.
Yeah,
oh my God.
It's going to be interesting because I'm from down south. Marcus is from Midwest. And then we got DJ Links from the East Coast. So we're going to see where our picks land depending on our region.
My picks are going to be the best by far. It's going to be crazy.
We'll see, man. But thanks for coming out, Jonathan. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
See you guys next week.
Peace, y'all.